Hello, ARLIS members. Welcome to the virtual booth of Worldwide Books. My name is Eileen Baker, and I manage our exhibition catalog program. I've had the pleasure of meeting many of you over the last 15 or so years at the annual conference, and I really look forward to next year when we can all be together again in the same room. That will feel so good. In Chicago when we celebrate the 50th anniversary of the ARLIS Society. In the meantime, I really do hope to meet some new faces virtually and encourage you to message us at the booth, and we look forward to speaking with you. I'm sure the last year, the last 12 months or so, 14 months have been incredibly difficult for all of you. It's certainly been quite a challenge for us and a difficult time. Last spring, we were fortunate enough to only have to work from home for about 3 months or so, from March to June of 2020. And then in the fall of 2020, we moved our operations from Ithaca, New York to Interlake in New York, which is about 25 miles northwest, just up beautiful Cayuga Lake. So we're in the heart of the Finger Lakes country, and we're all settled in and really happy to be up and going again. During that challenging time of moving during a pandemic, we were really trying to focus also on trying to find creative solutions to all the new obstacles that we encountered both on the buying end and selling end of art books. It's been a learning process, and I've just really been impressed with how Worldwide Books has been able to accommodate really any library's needs. So I really want to stress that we understand it's been a difficult time for you, and we just want to all get through this together. So my colleague Emma Bilo and I look forward to speaking with you more about how to enhance your existing approval plans or how we can improve them. And if you don't have a plan, we look forward to talking with you about how to set one up. Alternatively, if you are not ready for a plan, that's fine. We're happy to take firm orders, and we welcome any questions about how we can help you strategize the best way to move forward and how we can help build your collections. I did want to take this time real briefly just to give you a little bit more about my background with Worldwide Books and fill you in on how I make my decisions as the selector for the exhibition catalog program. It goes back to, I guess, when I declared my major to art history, which was something I put off doing for a really long time. And both my parents, who were educators at the time, were certainly concerned, to say the least. And they just thought, oh dear, what is she going to do? What kind of job is she going to get? Can she ever get a job? So I was lucky enough to land in Ithaca, New York, and find a niche in Worldwide Books, and I eventually found my true calling, which is judging art books. And I didn't even know that was really a thing, but it's become my life's passion, and it's just been great. So I started out doing bibliographic work and editorial work and working on purchasing stock from commercial presses and distributors, and at the same time was learning the intricacies and details involved with the art museum publishing world, both in North America and abroad. I really became quite well acquainted with major museums as well as minor and more obscure museums throughout North America and Western Europe, Australia, New Zealand, Israel, parts of East Asia, and the Middle East to a much lesser extent, but for several years I purchased all of our review copies and eventually moved up to managing the exhibition department. And I make our selections according to our preset plans, and we have a number of plans that Emma will be able to explain in more detail, but my job is to decide which books go in which plans. And within Plan 1, our main selections of titles, our basic list, we break it down into subsets for English text titles, a Plan 7 being the most broad type of book, going up to Plan 10, which would be a real blockbuster type show. We have maybe 40 or 45 of those in a given year. So with English text titles, I'm ranking them. The most important down to level 9, 8, 7, etc. Since I've been with the company so long, I've actually had the opportunity to literally touch and work with thousands and thousands of exhibition catalogs over the years. It's really become just a passion. So when a brand new exhibition catalog crosses my desk, I pick it up, I look at the spine, I look at the back cover, I immediately skim through it just to sort of get a quick feel of the book. And you'll laugh, but I sometimes even smell the book. It's fascinating what paper can smell like and what it can feel like. And I immediately find the exhibition reference. I'm hunting for where was this exhibition and who organized the show, where did it travel if there was a tour, and what types of loans were given for the show. And I'm thinking about the level of importance of all those different factors. I'm curious about the curator and the essays, who wrote the essays, and is the material well written? Is it real in-depth and scholarly, or is this more just sort of brushing over the surface and more of a pictorial volume? I'm thinking about how well is the book produced and what are the color illustrations like? I need to know, is this book co-published with various museums that were on the tour, or perhaps is it co-published with a commercial press that already has U.S. distribution lined up? Or is it something that we're going to source directly from the publisher ourselves? And what kind of price points are we going to be at? And, can I get it shipped to us relatively, economically and safely? Sometimes I actually spend quite a bit of time trying to convince a museum to actually sell their books to us in bulk so that we can get them out to you, the end user. It's funny, but I still have to do a lot of convincing. So, really letting a museum understand that there is a need out there for their material. I'm always thinking about the end user, and I want to know with a particular book, is this the type of thing that an art student's going to pick up and maybe find some inspiration, or perhaps a curator or a professor? If it's a book, a monograph on a well-known artist, it really has to be presenting something new for me to recommend it to you all through our plan system. If it's in a foreign language, is the language appropriate for the actual material? How likely is it that there's going to be an English translation coming up in the near future? So a lot is going into every decision I make. So that really gives you a good idea of my what every day is like, and the process of assigning a title to our plans. I hope something struck you and you come up with a question, and I'm really looking forward to talking with you about my process and what your problems are and what you'd like to see, how we can help you. So have a great conference. I hope it's really enriching and engaging through this whole virtual world, and grab some engagement points while you're here, and take care. Thank you.